The Dale City Eagles Coaches Show with Cody Sparks, head coach Mike Dunn, and special guests. Brought to you by Gregory Sporting Goods, Nightfall Haunted Territory, and Redline Jiu-Jitsu. Coach Mike Dunn appears courtesy of Middale and their sponsors, First National Bank, Oklahoma Sports and Orthopedics, Rose State College, Hudeberg, Select PT, Professional Recyclers, Raising Cane's, Safari Dental, Buffalo Wild Wings, Black Bear Diner, First Point Insurance, Papa John's, Triple Elite, Marco's Pizza, and Whataburger. Here's your host, Cody Sparks.
Hello and welcome to Dale City Eagle Vision's Head Coaches Show. We're joined by Coach Mike Dunn and very special guest today, Jeff Foreman, the Superbeast. That's right, in the house. And we've talked a lot about you, Jeff, and especially we'll mention your name here coming up as we do the Southeast recap. But we got to mention it's Bishop McGuinness Week 2.0.
Oh, yeah.
With playoff football happening.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get pretty eagled up about some playoff football.
For sure. Yeah, it's more like 5.0.
5.0.
Yeah. It seems like it's just the last 3 years. The first round of the playoffs have been Bishop McGuinness. You know, we start the season out every year with these guys in the past couple, and we're going to continue that next year and the year after that. So, you know, it's become kind of a rivalry. It's a good matchup every time we play. So that's why we kept it for the next couple of years, just because it's a good game to get ready and get you ready for a tough district and a tough schedule. So, you know, we're familiar with them. They're familiar with us. It's going to be another shootout.
And now that one coming up this Friday night, of course, at 7:30, actually on a Friday night.
7 o'clock now too.
Well,
so
7.
I know it changes every week. So
I made a horrible host.
Here OSSAA, they send emails out and they say all playoff games start at 7:30. So I just kind of figured that probably is going to be set in stone. But then I got a call over the weekend by Coach Jones over at Bishop McGuinness, and he said, "Hey, you want to start at 7 because we start our games at 7, they start their games at 7." So we went ahead and rolled with that, and OSSAA granted us that. So we're good. 7 o'clock kickoff like we're used to, and that's what we're going to roll with.
There we go. Yeah, my due diligence never works out.
Well, it's been out over here. It hadn't been out just, you know, real.
Well, then we want to make sure everybody shows up on time. Then get there early, get parking, some concessions, and then the game they're going to start about 7. So
yes,
yeah, you probably get there about 6:30. You'll be all right.
There you go.
And then Bishop McGuinness. Well, we'll talk about them here in a minute. First, though, we need to do the Southeast recap real quick.
Yeah.
A bit of a one-sided game, we could say. 54-13, the final. Tyus Mesner racked up what I count at least 3 touchdowns.
He did. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns, over 200 yards rushing, and he did it on not very many carries. So, you know, it was some big runs he was ripping off. And Southeast has some fast kids, so they caught him on a couple of them. Most of the time you see him, he doesn't get caught. But, you know, they've got some quick kids over there, and he got caught a couple times. But 3 touchdowns. I think he had 220 yards total. So another big night by him.
And some things I've noticed, too, watching Tyus run, there was one where they got him down. He was over by the sideline, but he made a cut there right when he hit the sideline and back that the guy was still able to ankle tackle him.
Yeah, but he fell down.
He lost some clothing.
Yes. He fell down, lost an ankle, too. So, that was a good run. I remember exactly which one you're talking about. But, yeah, that was – he can do that to you, and he does it so quick, too. You know, he'll do that. A lot of running backs, you can tell they're pretty special when they can do that in the hole. You know, and he'll do that at practice. He'll do it in games where someone will meet him there in the hole, and he'll put a little move and get past that first one and make you look silly in a phone booth. So, pretty special.
The other thing I've noticed, because especially the away games that we don't broadcast, Brad usually posts a video and on Facebook and Twitter, and then I try to take photos and post them afterwards. The still shots of when I take pictures of Ganther back passing, I notice on plays that Tyus is in, he's either blocking someone or looking for somebody to block.
Yes, he's not afraid to go stick his nose in there, and he's been good for us in protection. He helps us out, and we can always count on him. He's not afraid. He's not a very big kid, but he's not afraid to go get in the mix. It was kind of funny this week. We were doing some good-on-good competition in practice, and there was one play where Goodlow comes off the edge. Goodlow's as big as he is, and Tyus went up there and tried to give him everything he got. I think he got more than he got Goodlow, but he's not afraid. So, because he knew he's coming too. You could tell before the play he was there looking, and so when eyes up, and he's looking over there, and eyes up means your eyes are on Anthony Goodlow, and he comes off the edge, but he stuck his face in there and he gave him all he had, all 150 pounds, whatever he is. So it was good.
I always root for the little shorter guys out there.
There you go.
And he doesn't look like he's miss too many weight room visits either.
No, he's a strong kid, and that's the thing. He's been a wrestler in the past too. So anytime you get wrestlers, obviously the lower level, they're pretty strong in their legs, and that's him. He doesn't get tackled very easily, and that's because he is low center of gravity, and he stays in the weight room. So.
Yeah. Hey. Well, we look forward to seeing more of Tyus. And,
sure.
Of course, another valiant effort by Jeff Superbeast Foreman. Jeff joining us here. Jeff, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
Well, I hope you didn't have to miss some lunch or too much classroom time for this.
No, I'm good.
All right. Now, we understand you enjoy some history, enjoy some math. On the mathematics part of it, you were adding up some points on the scoreboard this past weekend. I believe you had, 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, 3.
Okay. One of those came off of a strip.
Yeah. Strip, interception, I don't know what you'd call that. Yeah, it was something.
A takeaway, and you then continued to run it all the way back down the field and score, which I was sitting there I think there's Jeff, and he's got the ball. Yeah, and so a great game to watch. Another one, if you haven't been out to see Foreman play, certainly worth the price of admission at any school that they are playing at here or away. The interception in the end zone, another big one there, Southeast driving down and took that right away from him.
I think that might have been, I can't remember if that was the one right after a turnover.
Yeah.
Something, right after a turnover when we had the bad snap, and they get on the ball right there immediately. And that's the thing, they were sending all kinds of crazy stuff at us. They were sending 7 guys every time. So we knew, if we could get past the first level in the run game, he was going to go a ways, and then in the pass game, anytime someone just straight zeroes out and tries to play straight man, you got to have guys that make plays. And that's, Jeff made all kinds of plays catching the ball. So did Colin, Leisinger. So, we had guys step up, and we talk all the time about take what they give you. And so I think we did that both ways with hitting. They hit some plays. They hit us in the backfield a couple of times because they were just sending more than we could block. Yeah. But if we got past the first level, we were rolling. So, proud of these guys for picking up a game plan and going out and executing it.
And, certainly a good way to get tuned up for the oncoming playoffs. Of course, you mentioned Colin Lessinger. B.J. Mukes also had a nice little touchdown run there late in the game.
Yes,
and,
he did.
Really, aside from, you said, the bobbled snap, Southeast returned to kick, that was maybe the only real
we had
you could work on.
you look at 3 plays pretty much. You had the bad snap. We had the special teams error there where we had a bad snap on the punt, and then we don't kick the ball. We get hit down there. That was the one they scored on right down there when they had the ball started at the 10-yard line. We didn't get lined up on a play, and they scored. Ran where we weren't lined up. So those are things that are fixable, and those things you can practice. But what you like to see, on the snap, the bad snap, they get the ball down there inside the 15. But we always talk about bowing up and getting a stop on defense, and don't let that break us. So when he got the interception, Jeff got the interception there, that was big because we always talk about step up, make a play, get the ball back, and so that's what we did.
Now, Jeff, you'd mentioned previously it did cool off a little bit out there.
Yeah.
So you playing both ends of the ball, I'm sure you're glad to at least stay out there and keep moving so you can stay warm.
Yeah.
What now? Do you have a preference deep down? Would you rather be on the defensive end, or do you that running those routes is just the the thing you live for? Or how do you balance that out?
It just depends on what situation you're in. If you're on defense, I'm gonna have to go make a play on defense. If it's on offense, I'll try to make a block or catch the ball and score on offense to help the team out. Nice.
And you've certainly caught a number of those we've noticed this year. I don't know your total numbers on touchdowns and yards, but
it's up there.
It's been adding up. We've
it's up around 1,000 yards receiving, and he's got 45 catches for about 1,000, somewhere around there. I think it's 13 touchdowns receiving, 12, 13, but he's got a couple pick sixes. So he's got 15, 16 touchdowns total. So he's got them in a lot of different ways.
Now, there you go.
The Eagle screech. There we go.
Now, do you work with, is it Coach Woods that does the defensive back slot?
Yes,
kind of working, tell us a little bit about, working on being a corner, because I understand between you and the linemen, you all get more attention than anybody.
Yeah, it's mostly an island out there by ourselves. And, Coach Woods gives us, lots of points on when he was at OU. He tries to bring it back to us so we can use it to our game whatever time we play.
And do you work? I guess a lot on just footwork and things like that.
Yeah, basically.
The
slow feet don't eat.
No, they don't. No, there you go. That's a very good point. 54-13, the final there. We did get to go to Spiegel.
Spiegel Stadium's nice. It's we've talked. It's kind of a reunion tour. We played there when I was in high school. A bunch. We used to have U.S. Grant in our district, and we played over there twice regular season, it seems like. And I know we had to go there for a playoff game my freshman year in the second round and played U.S. Grant when they were pretty good. So, it's a lot different back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't as nice, but they've done a really good job with that stadium. I mean, the really sharp, really, and it's not immaculate or anything like that. It's just a basic, pretty simple deal, but it's really nice. So that was fun. That was good to see that Oklahoma City's putting some money and putting some attention to the facilities that were much needed. Because I've heard Taft kind of the same way now.
Still has that cool old appeal with the WPA look to it, like it was built in the 30s there.
That was cool to see, just because there's some things that you look at there and you think, man, there's some things that we could do over here at our place, and you can get an idea of what other people have in the city, and you want to stay up, and you want to keep updating your facilities and making sure that you're staying up with keeping up with the Joneses. So it was good to see.
Well, Brad and I are going to start checking Craigslist for jumbotrons. We've decided because
we could use one.
We saw the screen over there and we got a little we got screen envy. I won't lie. I'm like, man, when did they get that? Did they just put that up while we were here?
I didn't notice it. I never looked up and even saw that the screen was on.
And I don't know that they were running replays mainly, but it was just they were showing the action on there. So there was a screen up there, and like I said, when we first got there, we didn't notice. Of course, we were walking down the sidewalk along the road where there was some illegal street racing going on. So
that's where it happens. Oh. Right there. What's funny about that is Jeff actually went to Southeast as a freshman, so that's why it's funny. You could kind of tell, like, when they try to throw the ball up, they know him, and they try to throw the ball up on him over there in the end zone, and he goes and gets the interception. I think he was a little more geared up for this game. He's geared up for all of them, but you could tell there was something extra there because he wanted to make sure he did well against some of the old buddies and old coaches. And
well, I think they'll remember your number for next year. Put a dent in them, that's for sure. And Jeff, you're only a junior, but certainly a big impact on the team. Talk a little bit about as you get to head on into the playoffs and kind of what that means as a team unit for you guys.
It's great because I get to step up and show people that we can do certain things without certain people on the team. And since I'm a leader on the team, I have to step up and help out on both sides of the field. Like whatever position coach wants me to play, I go out there and try my best.
I like it. Certainly, you are more than exciting to watch. And then heading into the playoffs, Coach, it's a new season now. And, the mistakes that you made or maybe the close ones that you didn't win, you had an opportunity to learn a lot.
Yeah, and you get a chance for revenge. It's a revenge tour. We always talk about that because we lost a couple games really close to teams that are obviously in the playoffs and teams that you're going to have to beat eventually. And that's one of those things. It doesn't matter when you get them. It doesn't matter what round it is. You're going to play good teams all throughout. So you better be prepared. You better be ready to go for each one of them. And we knew. I remember us talking right after that Bishop McGuinness game, and we talked about it. We said we'll see those guys again. We're going to play them. We've played them the last couple of years in the playoffs, and we're going to get a chance to be able to go redeem ourselves. And so, that's what we're preparing for, and that's the outlook we're looking for. And it's going to be a 4-quarter football game. It's going to be a war. So we're looking forward to it.
Most certainly, Bishop McGuinness 9-1 overall, and the one loss to Carl Albert. Now, some things I did notice and just kind of checking back over it. When you all played them, you had the second most point total scored on them all year. Yeah. And the only other one I think was Lawton Ike, but I think that was probably some.
I think it got out.
70-30 something.
Yeah, so. It kind of got out of hand early on. Yeah, that's the thing. And if you look back, offensively, we're playing so much better now. So I think we'll be a better matchup. As far as our offensive, what we're doing now and the things that we've been successful doing. So, I expect us to play better than we did in the first matchup. Defensively, it's still the same thing. We're getting better every single week, and we're working hard at it. So, I think it's going to be even better matchup for us now.
And Jeff, now for you, the getting to head to the playoffs, taking on somebody you've seen before. Obviously, you kind of you're probably going to be playing a little more in the secondary. The Bishop McGuinness does like to run the ball, but you got to watch out because after they've run it for about 100 yards, they turn around and throw one on you. How do you stay where you're focused in your you gotta watch the run, but hey, I can't forget about this guy I'm covering.
Yeah, it's that I gotta have like tracks on to see what they're about to do because sometimes I know when they're gonna pass it and I know when they're gonna run it. So mostly I fit on the run. Mm-hmm. So whenever they try to pass it on whoever's side, me or Kobe's, we're going to go up and go get the ball because if they throw it to us, our coach told us if it's thrown to us, we got to get the ball. It's our job to get interceptions.
There you go. That is your job. You hear that?
we like that. We like interceptions.
Yeah.
That's the thing that, a lot of people think they do. They run the ball, and they run the ball well, but they're more than comfortable throwing the ball. Mm-hmm. And if they have to throw the ball to go win a football game, they're more than capable of doing it. So, we spend just as much time in practice on their pass game as we do their run, even though they're more likely to run. Mm-hmm. We practice it all. So we've practiced concepts and things, that they did early that we haven't even seen lately, mm-hmm. And so we're kind of practicing it all, and we're spending a lot of time on that side because, they've got a really good quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's a tough kid. He reads the read game that they use for the run game. He's really good in his reads, and, he's a good weapon, and you can tell he's a leader, and he's a tough kid. So, if they have to go to the pass game, they're more than capable. So that's one of those things we have to practice. We have to be good at it. And these guys have gotten better all year long about their eyes and making sure that they've trained themselves to be in position to make plays. So it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be balanced, and I think they're going to have to be ready all night long for that to happen. So it's going to be good.
One thing I've noticed with their quarterback, he's good at getting the quick release, like he can get the ball out of his hands. Yeah. But at the same time, when the pocket starts to collapse, he's good at getting lateral out of the pocket and still finding a throw. Mm-hmm. When, Jeff, when you notice it's, the pass hadn't come out in the first, say, 2 or 3 seconds there, how much more difficult is it, 4 or 5 seconds in trying to cover a guy?
It's because the receivers like to move around so they can find an open spot the quarterback can throw it. So us defenders, we got to find out where our man's at so we can see where he's at if they try to throw it to whoever is open.
Yeah. We always teach our guys that stay with it. It doesn't matter. It's not their job to come up and leave somebody just to go try to get the quarterback. That's not their job. So we always tell our guys, you stay with your man no matter what. And, it's one of the good things about practicing kids on both sides of the football is he understands scramble drill. So he knows whenever that quarterback, when he breaks the pocket and he goes, if he's the short guy, he's probably going to go deep. You got to go with him. It's the same thing. If he's the deep guy, he's probably coming back to the ball. So, you figure those things out as a guy that plays both ways. Mm-hmm. He can use what he knows as a receiver to cover and knows what those guys are going to do. So football is pretty much all the same. Everybody's got different terminology and different names, but it's all pretty much the same. So it helps knowing both sides of the ball.
Gotcha. It's not like you're playing Canadians.
No, you can't run forward. You can go sideways, but you can't go forward.
Some of the other, mentioned the Irish run game, and certainly some of the things, you have to gear up for that. What though would you say as, does it change? With it being obviously playoff football, it's kind of win or go home.
Yeah.
What other emphasis do you try to build up this week? Either with the student body or those kind of things.
Well, we got some cool stuff going on. We actually got 2 fan buses, and so for all of our kids, it's $2, and they're going to get. We had some boosters, some alumni guys that have stepped up and said we want to buy 100 tickets for students.
Wow!
So it's a $7 ticket, and we had these guys step up and say we want to buy them, and so it's $2 to get. We have 2 fan buses. It's $2 to get on the bus, and when you spend that $2, it gets you the free ticket, it gets you a T-shirt, and it's going to get them noisemakers. So we got awesome things going on as far as getting kids over there. We said we want to have a big student section, and we want to go in there and be loud and be rowdy. It's called the Eagle's Nest, and so we said we want the Eagle's Nest louder than it's ever been. So they've stepped up, and we've seen them at our home games. We've seen them at away games, and they do a good job supporting. His brother is one of those guys. He's already signed up for it. I looked at it today, and I think we have about 70 kids already signed up. And we had somebody come in today and say, we want to pay for 25 of those tickets. Donated $50 to do it. So, we said first 25 that sign up from now until then. It's, so I think we'll probably hit the 100 kid mark, and that's going to be big for us. We want support. We want them there rowdy.
That's awesome. And hey, nothing better to give some young teenagers than some noisemakers, because
yes.
They need to make more sound.
They never, back in the day, you couldn't do noisemakers, but OSSAA finally said you can use your noisemakers. It just, you don't want to, there's some, you can't be over the top with it. And so, I know we'll have people up there that can help them and let them know when and when not to. So it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fun to see.
In Norman, we had because we had mid highs and stuff. We had the Central Roughnecks, real original name there. But but we even went and made our own paddles and stuff. And so we would show up to games like basketball games and stuff, and we'd walk in, and there was a couple of schools that did not let us in with our paddles because they thought they were weapons. It's like, no, we just beat them on the pads on the wall. Is that right? No, I'm not getting in with them.
It's a weapon.
Yeah, and I think they frowned on the Ooga horn back in the day too. I think we got that confiscated in the stands once. Things happen.
Yeah.
But hey, that's great. Student body, student spirit. Again, 7:00. Don't forget that over at Bishop McGuinness. Now they play at their football field is at their school.
It's at their school. Yeah, right there off of 50th and Western.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so do we know what admission is if you're not?
I think it's $7. I think all tickets for playoffs, OSSAA, they control that, and I think they're all $7 for each game. So
if I go get a pair at the door, can I walk down the road and get another?
Yeah.
Couple bucks. Now Jeff, a little bit. You played last year in the playoff game, correct?
Yes, sir.
So not your first playoff experience, but has this week felt any different or anything like that?
Yeah, it's been different because last year whenever we was practicing for playoffs, they didn't it was good, but it wasn't like the good like we're practicing now, because practicing now is different. We're more intense and more focused than we was last year. We was good last year in the playoffs, but we wasn't good to where we should have been. We could have beat Bishop McGuinness last year in the playoffs, but we had ourselves back.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I know you lost your quarterback the last game of the season last year, so that didn't necessarily help you right out of the chute. Now, Jeff, any other thoughts? Of course, we've been trying to spread the Superbeast image for you, because I don't know if there's a better way to describe you on the football field. So hopefully that will catch on more as time goes on. But any other thoughts or kind of recap of this year, memories that you want to share with everybody?
I just got to give it up to the coaches for giving me the ball and let me do what I do best, and that's go score or make a play. It's all up to them.
There you go. So you just need to get Jeff the ball more is what I'm getting over here.
We try. That's always a good plan. We try to scheme up ways to give him the ball each week, and he makes the most of it when he gets those opportunities. So it's been fun to watch him work.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure Keyshawn Johnson wrote a whole book about, hey, throw me the ball.
In some other words.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's one of the things to his credit. He's a guy that I tell people all the time. He's a guy, he's not selfish. He's a guy that's at practice every single day. He's never late. He's not a problem. He's not a kid that's gonna try to bring other people down around him. He just goes in and he works, and he's been fun to work with. And he's the type of guy that going forward, he's going to be the leader for us, just because, next year when he is a senior, absolutely. And they can do this as juniors too, and he does it by actions. He's not a guy that goes out and he doesn't say just a whole lot, but you don't have to. When you go out and you work every day and you're at practice and you don't, he doesn't get on to guys. He's a guy that goes out and he just goes about his business. So that's a credit to him.
Well, man, I will tell you this, and we were joking earlier about when we were your age, but if you work as hard at anything in life as you do at football, man, you'll be successful. So just keep that attitude towards things going, and it will pay off tenfold for you, I promise. Generally, as we wind things up, of course, mentioned Bishop McGuinness, the opponent. We take him on the 5.0, as you mentioned.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, got my rag top down so my hair can blow. Yeah. That was a Vanilla Ice line. You probably ain't heard of him either, but when I was in 5th grade. So, but 7 o'clock, get there early, get yourself a seat. Wear your red and white, or are we doing for anything else?
I think we're going to have a lot of red on this week is the plan. You know, we've got some playoff shirts, and we got red. I think the shirts we're going to get the kids are going to be red. So, you know, that's the thing. They're going to get off that bus, and we've got shirts for them ready on the bus. So hopefully they'll have something on under it because it's going to be a little
chilly.
Bit cool out there. But
bring your blanket.
Yeah, I think red's the go-to this week. You know, big time matchup, big time atmosphere. It's
get fired up, get your red on.
It's the playoffs. This is the best time of year. We tell our kids all the time, let's go be 4-0. That's the plan.
Get your eagle screeches ready to be sent out upon the masses. There we go. Perfect feel that eagle pride there. All right, now generally we always end with the overtime question of some random thing I come up with about 2 minutes before I ask the question. Again, that great due diligence for you, Coach and Jeff. I'll give you 1 second to think about it. If you could take a vacation anywhere in the world, where would that vacation be?
Wow. That's a tough one because there's a lot of places I want to go. I don't know.
I'm sure probably Ireland is not going to be the first.
That's funny. That's where we're Irish in our family, and my dad. It's always Aaron Go Bra and all that. You know, he loves Ireland, but I don't know. I'm kind of a simple guy, but Colorado. I really like the mountains, and it's been a long time since I've been. So if I had some kind of all-paid Colorado trip, man, I'd be happy with that. I know there's lots of other places to go in the world, but I'm not big on leaving the country. So, like I said, I'm simple. I don't want to go to those other places. Too much craziness going on in the world right now.
18-hour plane flight.
I don't like. That's the thing. I don't like being on planes. I'd much rather get in the car and drive 12 hours to Durango instead of fly anywhere. So, yeah.
How about you, Jeff? You got any plans to travel abroad?
I'll say the Bahamas. I like the beach and the sun. Got to look good for the girls under it. You know what I mean?
There you go. Chance to take his shirt off.
There you go. Hey, he has been lifting. The other day, when we first got here, we saw he's talking about he's bird chested, but now he kind of has got some. He's kind of growing into it a little bit. He had his shirt off the other day in the locker room flexing on everybody. So he wasn't doing that 4 months ago. He's been in the weight room though, so we're getting better. We're getting bigger.
Well, that is a bonus. So the Bahamas, Colorado, of course that little cooler.
Man, I like the mountains. I like snow too.
There you go. Would you go more like the summer? Colorado's awesome because man, it's
I've done it all.
Beautiful.
I've done all. I've done summer. I've done spring there. I've done the winter. Spring break's probably my favorite because there's times I remember going there when I was 19 years old in college and we were skiing and we were skiing in a t-shirt. Up there. It was 60 degrees up there around the top of the mountain. So man, I love all seasons of Colorado. That's like the scenery, and it's a great place.
I went skiing once and fell off the lift. So
I've got some lift experiences too. I've had some bad ones.
My snowboarding trip, I came back and I managed to roll my left ankle and my right wrist. And they were both sprained, and I couldn't even grab my shifter in my car, so I was having to shift with my left hand and push my clutch in, and it was a bad deal.
I gave up snowboarding. I tried it once, and I lasted about 3 hours and said, I'm going. I think I got snowmobiled down to the bottom and got some skis and went back up.
There you go.
I was wasting time on the snowboard.
Just give me the snowmobile. I just need something with an engine, and I'll be fine.
I've got some interesting snowmobile stories too. Later date.
Well, we will wind it up. Jeff, we appreciate your time and taking away from your studies and your lunch hour to come hang with us and, let us sell you on our great nickname that we've come up with.
Superbeast.
Yeah, there's a song by Rob Zombie when you get time on the YouTubes. Not quite an instrumental, but it's heavy and rocks, and you'll like it. We hope. See, when I was in your age, But, again, big thanks to Jeff Foreman. Big thanks to Coach Dunn. It is playoff football time in Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Dell City heads to Bishop McGuinness this Friday night, 7 o'clock. Get over there, support your Eagles, cheer loud with the biggest, loudest Eagle screech that you can ever muster from the deepest, darkest parts of your football-loving self. So until next time, we look to do it again, and we'll talk to you soon. For DC Eagle Vision, I'm Cody Sparks. He's Mike Dunn. This is Jeff Foreman. And on the technicalities, Dr. Brad Reed. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
The Dell City Coaches Show is a DC Eagle Vision production. Get all the latest coaches shows and game broadcasts by subscribing to our YouTube page. Follow us on Twitter at DC Eagle Vision and like us on Facebook at Dell City Eagle Vision.